holding me. Hail the great winds urging me on. Greet the infinite sea before me. Sing my song, my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms. Never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Blue boat home.
Good morning. My name is, there we go. My name is Gregory Fisher, and I am your program host today, and also I am on the Board of Trustees, and I'm a practitioner here at CSLN. We welcome you today. We are so excited that you're here. We're so excited for this service, this program, and looking forward to everything that's going to happen going forward. Our featured artist today, as you just heard, is Julie Grower. Great job. That song is very meaningful to me. I could almost cry, but anyway, I might, and it'll be okay if I do. Our team today in the band, we have on bass Don Morgan, on percussion Michael Petrick, MP we call him, Brian Williams on guitar, Ben Williams on guitar, Larry Faragelli, our music director.
Thank you.
And my big bud.
Me too, Bubba.
I know, we love each other. I love all these guys. But, and who did I leave anyone out?
Just maybe.
There may be some ghosts here, but anyway. Carl Franklin is our practitioner today, who's going to do a reading and also give us an opening treatment. And our speaker today is my delightful and fabulous friend Martha Creek, and I'll introduce her a bit later. But for now, here's Julie with another song.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Radio busted. Saturday drive. You and me on the back roads, losing all sense of time. Tell me one of your stories. It doesn't have to be true. I just want to hear the sound of your just the right speed. The days fly by like seconds. We spend our lives chasing them down. But everything worth chasing after is right here beside me now. Yeah, and everything worth chasing after just the right speed. And there's nothing else to do but hold each other's hands. This is how it should be. The wheels and the world spinning. Wheels and the world spinning. The wheels and the world spinning at just the right speed.
Good morning. My name is Carl Franklin, practitioner here at the center. I was going to read to you a little bit from Wayne Dyer's book on inspiration, but I'm just going to read a short segment and then I want to share something with you. Generosity is obviously one of the ways to be more godlike. I know that I'm inspired when I see evidence of it on the part of others. Very often, it's manifested during or following times of crisis. We've seen a lot of that lately. It's almost as if God gets our attention and reminds us to be more like Him when we are facing such devastating circumstances. However, we don't need a crisis to remind ourselves to give. We only need to be in spirit to be reminded of the joy of donating our time, our energy, our possessions to others. And that certainly includes our wonderful center right now. Of course, we don't have to be wealthy to give, but we need to remember this. If we're not generous when it's difficult, then we won't be generous when it's easy. I want to share a personal experience. When the pandemic hit in March, I have a commercial cleaning service. I got the first employee I ever hired 42 years ago, still with me today. I had to lay off 11 people. And I didn't know because buildings shut down. People want to work from home. I didn't know if I was going to make it after all of those years. And I said, God, what am I to do? Because I make a difference. I make a difference in the customers and my employees' lives. So what happened was this. Don't say God won't come through for you. I'm sorry. But a customer of mine, which is a bank, said, Carl, come on in here and sit down. And I got a loan for $70,000 to be able to not only bring back all my employees, but to turn around. And what I did was I went into my customers' buildings, including the center here, and I gave thousands giving cleaning to these customers of mine that would have never been able to afford it. And what that did is it brought us all together, my entire group. And the customers were so appreciative of what we did. I can't even begin to tell you. People from like Bob Vero, who's the Centerstone president of the entire state of Tennessee, down to the lawyers, the doctors, Jim Loden Vision Center, all of the different many customers that we had the opportunity to serve. So whenever you're in a crisis, guess what? I know this. I know this as much as I'm standing here right now. God will come through for you. All you have to do is open your heart and mind up. open your heart and mind up to spirit, because treatment works. And I'm telling you, we're getting ready to have our annual meeting. This center is vibrant. There are wonderful parts and people in this center, and we need to come back. We need to be that place of light in this community that we have been for so long. So, whatever little you're able to give, write a check today. Invest in your center. Come to the annual meeting. Be participate. Give of your energy, your time, and your love to this center. It has literally changed my life. And I feel so blessed to be a practitioner here. We're the newbies from 2011. But I have seen miracles and demonstrations happen that I never, ever would have thought. Healings and healings and healings. And changes in people's lives. You just have no idea. Come be part of this center and find out what you've been missing. It's here. I thank you. And I know this is so. And now I have a treatment to share with you. I know God is all there is, and I am one with Spirit. I affirm, bless, express gratitude, and recognize beauty. In this way I pray without ceasing and bless all I encounter, for we are all one. I trust the circumstances and the conditions of my life, that they are supporting my highest good. I surrender any attachment to the specific outcome and allow the goodness of Spirit to flow through me. As I go through this day, I know I am sustained by the love of God. This is my truth, and I rely on it. And I say, so it is.
Carl, thank you so much. For your willingness to be vulnerable, and for your heart and your skills. Whew, I am blown away in a good way. And now I'm excited to be anticipating being blown away again by our speaker today, who is my dear friend. I think we've known each other 25 years or more. Martha Creek. I'm going to read this and then I may say a little bit more, but it only takes a few minutes with Martha to realize that she speaks from her heart to yours. A humble, humorous public speaker, a student and teacher of life, an innovative leader, a servant-hearted team builder, Martha is fair, yes. Conscious, yes. Practical, absolutely. Efficient, joyful, honest, generous, and as loving a soul as you will ever meet. Martha offers her teachings, her life experiences, as well as her insights, not as advice, but as options. Whew. She provides opportunities for her audience to experience the power of living from their own truth and realigning with their divine nature. Nothing more that I can say other than welcome. We're so excited you're here, Martha.
Thank you, Gregory and Carl, and let's just call it a day to cry. Shall we? You know, I say if you ain't crying, you ain't listening. So go ahead and be willing to have some of that here, to see what healing could occur if we could just open up to that just a speck today, our humanness. So I brought to open today a throwback Sunday. Remember your first time to awaken to a potential of a spiritual practice? Anybody remember your first day or two in here, your first Sunday or two in a center, wherever your center is, your temple, your synagogue, the first day where you went, like, there's a possibility here, there's a potential here. Something I knew to be real is real. A confirmation, an affirmation, and a coming home, which is how I hear it most often described. I came home that day. And it's home to ourself, a home to our divinity. And all is well. However, back here at the ranch, is it well? Are there some boogers? Anybody got any knuckleheads you've had to cross this week? Don't worry, there's no shortage. If you haven't run across a few, you'll get it today for your sake. Thought forms, Throwback Sunday. Thought forms become perceptions. Perceptions produce experience. Perceptions do not create reality. That'll freeze some of you and frighten the rest. And don't believe me. See what's true for you. See what's true in reality. Perceptions do not create reality. Perceptions creates your experience of reality. Perception creates my experience of reality. Most people don't have an experience of reality, or at least very often. They have, I have, you have. We only have an experience of our thoughts about reality. So, change your mind. Change what? Change your mind. And spiritual practice makes progress. Practice makes progress. There's real potential here, an infinite potential. So Dr. Ernest Holmes says, in giving a spiritual mind treatment, we meditate upon the essence of pure spirit and perfect life until we sense a deep inner calm. Sound easy? Until our mind becomes fixed in the realization that we are surrounded by perfect life, by a complete and abundant, divinely ordered life, which our mind then can experience and contemplate as this living, loving spirit, the essence of Creator, whatever you call it, moving through us, expressing as us. So then we live from our impression of spirit to express from that impression something new, a neostasis, and a breaking away from this homeostasis, the way it's been, the way it's always been, to a new way of being, a new stasis. What is possible? And so your meditation matters. Your praying matters. Your prayers matter. Your tears matter. Conversion, transformation, transcendence, not just as a theory, as actual, as realization. For God hath not given us the spirit of living that, but of power, of potential, and infinite potential, and of love, and a sound mind. A sound mind from living without fear. Ernest Holmes. So then okay, but when it's tough times, when there's a flurry of knuckleheads, what to do? It's like waiting for the external to shift so that I can be at peace, or waiting for an external to shift before I work within, to say then, that's got it backwards. The mind has it backwards. And then the law says, I'm here, use me. Law. Love as law. It's like, love them? Love them? No thanks. Not them. But who's hostage here? Who's hostage? Not much of a way to live, huh? Not for me, and I don't believe for you either. Charles Fillmore, the subconscious mind is a vast, silent realm that lies back of the conscious mind, and between it and a superconscious. So to one who does not understand this nature, one who doesn't understand this reality and its nature, is fixed in a gulf, stuck in a gulf, a valley maybe. And between that and this present state and the attainment of a higher state, a higher knowing, the upper room, we have access to that upper room through these spiritual practices and these modalities. And no amount of theory will get us there. No amount of quoting our teachers. Until this is applied, lived out, expressed from that impression, we're in the gulf. We're in the stasis. Then, when we speak and say our affirmations, our treatments, as God is, and if God is not your word, pick one: mind, universe, law, love, and whatever book you use, all of it. The Torah, the Talmud, the Upanishads, the Tao, the Bible, like all the sages and seers, every faith tradition tells us this in its own way. Like, you are one with Creator in an infinite potential. And through application, God is, I am, I align with that. I am in atonement with that. I'm aware of that, practiced in that, realized in that. Then I pray that way. And I think that way. Then I express that way. I live that way. And it's not a destination. Darn. No tick box exercise where anybody arrives, but a direction to go in. And then daily, over and over and over, daily. And then this is our invitation today to say, there's no shortage to apply this. That I am teaching and learning. I'm a student, a facilitator, and serving people who serve. And I have a great big vision to get empowered teachings like these to the whole of the planet. So then my actions are guiding that. So this week on a class about gratitude, and that particular day, the topic was grace and graciousness living. And the last words I spoke about 45 minutes into a 1-hour presentation was, how will I be gracious in my response today, regardless of what happens? That I'm in a boot camp of grace, a boot camp of gratitude, a spiritual practice to dial up my luminosity, to dial up my potential that says, okay, I'm going to practice being gracious regardless of what happens. And just at that moment, I got Zoom bombed. If you haven't had it, it's quite an experience. And even hear the dramatics of that. A bomb. There was no bomb. There was some pranksters looking to express themselves in a way that is not all that interesting. And they look for doors that are open. And whoo, and there they were. Just as I declared, regardless of what happens today, I'm going to respond graciously. So, buckle up. So I began what I've taught and trained people to do in practice to remove them from the room. Bless your hearts, bless your hearts, bless your hearts. And then the nature of it is, it won't work. Short answer, spoiler alert. So then I ended the meeting. Then I went into Zoom and deleted the meeting. Gracious. I've been using Zoom for 5 or 6 years before most people had ever even heard of it. I've not had a waiting room. I've not had a password all this time and had none of this. Grace. And grace, here it is, for me to dial it up and for me to say, then it's time to put the good advice of Zoom intact, to have a waiting room or to have a password or to stay open to more of that. So I'll close what doors I can. So who has you hostage? Who, when you wake up and you think, oh, it's a great day, I'm alive, look, my feet work, look, I can stand up, look, there's running water. And then the thoughts of them come in. That quick. So, today, my invitation to me, my invitation to you, is that today is a different day so that when the thought of that comes in, when the idea of that comes in, the image of that comes in, we have a different response for it, a different response to it. Because until the whole world is free to agree with you or to disagree with you, you can't be free. Until the whole world until you've given the whole world the freedom, everyone, to like you or not like you, you're hostage. And to give everyone the freedom to love you or the freedom not to. Until we see things, until you see things as they are, and until I give the freedom to everyone to see what they see, and I'll see what I see, and they believe what they believe, and they think what they think, and it's different, and we see differently, and we think differently and behave differently. And until I give the whole world its freedom, I will never know freedom. So if I want freedom, then I have to offer it, be the benefactor of that, and to express that from what's been impressed in me and through me and as me. And that's an adapted quote from Adyashanti. So now, let's get serious. Let's read a storybook. And it's titled, Don't Forget to Remember, by Ellie Holcomb. Did you know creation is talking to you? Did you know? Wherever you go and whatever you do, creation is talking to you. The earth will keep giving you clue after clue so you won't forget to remember what's true. Like every day when the sun rises high, the warmth that you feel is God's love by your side. And just like the birds who keep humming their tune, remember, God sings songs of joy over you. God sings songs of joy over you. When you catch the snowflakes that fall from the sky, each of them are whispering, "You're one of a kind. You are one of a kind." And after the winter and the cold are all through, the flowers remind you, God makes all things new. When a colorful rainbow peeks out through the rain, don't forget to remember, God's love stays the same. On glad days and sad days, God's near and God knows. God can use any storm to make things grow, to make me grow, to make you grow. When you can't see the end of the ocean so blue, remember God's love never runs out on you. And just like a sailboat that fills up with the wind, we feel most alive when we're filled up with Him, with her, with Creator, with essence, with divine presence. So don't forget to remember, you're never alone. Don't forget to remember, you are never alone. No matter if you are up high or down low, you are never alone. And as sure as the sun will keep rising above, don't forget to remember that you are dearly, dearly loved. Just like the stars won't forget how to shine, don't forget to remember that all of the time. God's light will guide you wherever you go, and you're loved from the top of your head all the way to your toes. Let the whole earth remind you of what God has said from the moment you wake up until you go to bed. And even on days you forget what is true, don't forget to remember God won't forget you. So let's pause and be aware of your breath and of being breathed. And get a sense of the essence in you as life itself. A flower, a star, an ocean wave, the sun, the moon. No beginning, no end. And the super consciousness, the option, the potential to change, to transform, to choose again, and imagine a new understanding of the law, a new use of the law, a new understanding of infinity, of eternity, of possibility, of clarity. And take a big deep breath and open at the top. Open at the top. Willing to see differently. And who would you be with a new perception? And who would you be dialed up in your imagination, collaborative, innovative, willing? What would work? What would be sensible? What's another choice I can make? With zeal and will and understanding and faith like the sun and the stars and the flowers and those little sprigs that grow through concrete. And of the good sense of renunciation, of elimination, of letting go, of turning away, to turn within. And new understanding. And a new love. A new experience of love for yourself, for God, for creation. We begin again today. A new way we're the ones. A new way of being. You're never alone. And there are parts we'll have to do alone. But you're never alone. And it's going to take longer than you like. You're welcome. So practice, practice, practice. Live the truth you know. All blessings to you. And if there's any way I can serve you directly, get in touch with me, marthacreek.com. There's hundreds of free videos, hundreds of free podcasts, interviews with spiritual leaders and teachers, facilitators. It's all free, and you're welcome to it. And I would love you then to co-inspire with me to get teachings like ours to the whole of the planet. Because together, I can reach this many, and together we can reach this many, and then eventually this many. Co-inspire. I know you do. I know you will. And I thank you for your service and all the ways you're serving your own soul's progression, and therefore serving the conscious evolution of our species. So everything that benefits us is benefiting the whole. So be it, so it is.
Thank you, Martha. Now it's time for us to get back to that which serves us. Carl has already spoken about the importance of giving. I always like to say it's the gift you give yourself. When you're generous with the universe is generous right back. So now, if you would hold in your hand, or at least in your consciousness, that gift that you're going to give to this center that is serving you, and then let's say together, you can give online at our website, CSLNashville.org. You can write a check. You can look there to find where to mail that. But for now, if you would hold that in consciousness or in your hand and say with me, divine love as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love, and I receive in abundance. And so it is. And now, more of Julie. Oh, no. Wait. We've changed things. Yes. I have announcements to make. So Julie will have to wait 1 second. All right, board update. Our next Zoom board meeting will be tomorrow night, Monday, September 21st. The details for joining that meeting as an observer will be on the website. Again, CSLNashville.org, if you so want to see the board conducting its business. Our annual meeting, very exciting, is October the 18th. On Sunday, it will be here. And also online. There'll be details coming about how you can participate without being here in person. More to come on that. Wednesday nights, every Wednesday night, our minister, Reverend Lynn, conducts a lively discussion with practitioners and other guests over Zoom. This week's topic is My True Purpose. It begins at 6:30. And the login information can be found can be found in the newsletter that goes out. So hopefully you're receiving our newsletter. If you're not, CSLN or CSLNashville.org, you can sign up for those weekly emails. Here's some good news. I know we all feel like we've been on pause for a while. for a number of reasons, but classes are going to start up again. So very exciting. So for those of you that love taking the classes, for those of you that are taking classes in preparation to become a practitioner or whatever, those classes are getting ready to resume. Dates and times will be posted this next week on the website. All right, drum roll, please. Thank you, MP. Next Sunday, one more time.
Yeah, that was good, yeah.
Yes, we're going to do phase 1 of reopening. Now, here's what that means. Currently, there are 15 people in this room, and we have social distanced, and we've worn masks, and we've had our temperatures checked, and we've answered all the questions, and we've made sure before we decided to come today that we were not putting anyone at risk because we were not having any of the symptoms, etc., of COVID-19. That is all called being smart. It is not called living in fear. It is called being smart and courteous and gracious. But beginning next week, beginning next week, we're going to all be smart about who might want to be here. And we believe we've taped it all off, and there's space for 35 people in addition to the 15 or so people that are here to make the service happen. The musicians, the participants, the tech crew, who, by the way, thank you, tech crew. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you. And now I'm going to cry again, but you know I'm a crybaby. How you've kept us connected as a community when we weren't ready. This thing hit us, and then it's like, okay, well, and you've done it, as well as could be expected, and it's gotten better weekly, and thank you. It's all volunteer, y'all, none of these people are getting paid. It's a gift of love to you and to our center, and so thank you. But next week, 35 additional people will be welcome to come into this sanctuary and be here for the live broadcast. So it'll continue to go out live stream just as it is today, but with 35 more people sitting here, should you choose. Now, the first 35 people. So that means on the website, not today, but coming this week, so keep checking if you want to be one of those people, there's going to be a link for you to register. And there'll be the first 35 people that register, you will be given notice that you can attend. When you get here, we'll do all those things that we do lovingly and smartly to protect ourselves and others, temperature checks, masks, all that stuff. But we're looking forward to seeing you. We would love to hug you, but maybe we're going to wait on that. There is, the elbow thing. That's I've learned to appreciate that. So be looking for that registration link in the newsletter, and that'll be coming. Also, I want to just talk real quickly about two important services that are coming up. Not that they're not all great, but one in particular next Sunday. So for that September 27th reopening, Stow Good will be here. And for those of you that are familiar with Stow Good, it's a duo comprised of Karen Taylor Good, who is a Grammy-nominated songwriter. She's written for people like Patty Loveless, Al Jarreau, Melissa Manchester. She's worked with Willie Nelson, Al Green, Dolly Parton. She's an amazing person that's been a part of this congregation for at least 35 years when she's not on the road. And not unlike most people, when they're not on the road, they stay home. But anyway, we see her from time to time. I certainly get to see her occasionally. And Stowe Daly, who is her partner, she wrote a best-selling book as a recent cancer survivor called Long Time Coming. No, that's a song. The name of the book's not here. But anyway, she wrote a book. Oh, there it is, Flying High. And she's written many songs. They are dynamic. They will be doing the entire service. They'll be providing the music and the message. They are all over everywhere. They are beloved. And they've done some TED Talks and a whole bunch of other stuff. Now, So that's next Sunday. 3 Sundays from now, actually 2 Sundays from now, Esther Nicholson, our beloved Esther Nicholson, will be here. She'll be speaking in the morning service, but she will also be presenting for us in the afternoon, a workshop. You'll be able to attend it live or on video, either way. But listen to this, y'all. It could, first of all, if you've ever heard Esther speak, it's powerful, powerful, powerful stuff. She's becoming an important thing, big deal in the recovery community, speaking nationally. It's kind of nonstop. She and I have worked some together. She's way out of my league now. But the name of this workshop is The Healing Code of Forgiveness, Freedom from Racial Trauma. Could it be more important? And I'm going to read to you her description. When we have suffered from abuse or trauma of any sort, forgiveness can be extremely challenging. And when we have suffered from generational, ancestral, and the systemic trauma of racism, true forgiveness seems impossible, but it is not. The Healing Code of Forgiveness guides us through a process of becoming aware of, dismantling, and disinstalling unconscious programs of racism, trauma, shame, and duality. In order to heal the trauma of racism, we must be transformed by the renewing of our minds. We must go back to the beginning and remember who we are and who we were created to be. The code supports that renewal. This workshop will support that renewal. As a center, as a leader in this center, I am so proud that we are doing this work and we're bringing someone really great to work with us on it. So please consider that. And it will be $40 to attend. I think you will pay. There'll be more information on the website again about how to register for that and how to pay in advance. Okay? Having said all of that, I'm going to lead us in a closing treatment, and then Julie's going to sing for us. Okay. So please, go within, go with me, and know that you're going within with people all over the world who are practicing this right now. And certainly your fellow community members. Let's go within. Let's take a deep breath. Let's blow out anything that does not serve us. Let it go. Release it. And let's know this. One God, one mind, one heart, one energy, one force for good and only good, and it is me. It is you. And it connects us all because it's only one. How could we not be connected when there's only one thing? And it is me and it is you, but it is not just me or you. It extends beyond us. Oh, aren't we grateful for that knowledge? That it extends beyond us, it's greater than us, it's bigger than us, and it says, yes, I will interact in your life. I will make you bigger, smarter, more prosperous, more healthy. That's what I do. I create more. More. Ever expanding, always growing. I embrace this as my truth. This week, I find peace in myself. I created. I expected. I intended. I allow it. It is my job. And I also release it to that which is greater than me that says, yes, you're doing that work. Look, here it comes. More. Anything that looks different than this, it's a misunderstanding. I let it go. It's innocent. I let it go. I forgive myself for ever believing it could possibly be true. And I return to knowing this. I am forever and ever whole, complete, perfect. Yes, this is the law. It is the law of love. I'm so grateful and thankful to know it. I'm so grateful and thankful for the work that it does in my life. I'm so grateful and thankful to be able to extend this to the world around me. I release it to the law of love, knowing that it is so now, always. And so it is. Julie.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bells are ringing in my hometown. That's the signal, high water's coming down. We all got baptized, rich and poor. Shoulder to shoulder, we'll rebuild together. Hometown, hallelujah. Grandpa built those levees and dams. Now he's out here, shovel in his hand, clearing the fields for the homecoming game. Come Friday night, we'll all be out there cheering. Hometown, hallelujah. Listen to the sound. Let the Spirit move ya. Light is shining through the clouds. Hometown, hallelujah. Church bells chime at the old town square. Sunday mornings we'll congregate down there. Stand together and offer up a prayer. It's good to hear so many people singing. Hometown, hallelujah. Listen to the sound. Let the Spirit move ya. Light is shining through the sun. Hometown, hallelujah. Listen to the sound. Let the Spirit move ya. Light is shining through the clouds. It's a hometown, hallelujah. Hometown, hallelujah. Hometown, hallelujah.
Center for Spiritual Living Nashville. May your life be filled with joy and prosperity in every way. Learn more about our programs or contact one of our practitioners at our website, cslnashville.org. You may also want to follow us on Facebook at CSLNASH. You can make a big difference with your financial gift at lovecsln.com. Please share the link to this program with a friend and join us again next Sunday. Have a wonderful week.